What's up, YouTube? It's Anytime Take here, and today we are here with our first tier maker. This one is going to be my first, I guess, NFL rankings for next year, 2022-2023 season. And, well, I guess here we go. So, I'm actually going to start with the bottom and just work through it. Patriots, I think they are average with all the moves made in their division and their conference. I think they pretty much have like a 10% chance to make the playoffs next year, and they're just kind of just an average team if you really think about it. They don't have the best quarterback in their division. I think he'll get surpassed by Tua next year just because of Tua's weapons, and he doesn't have the best weapons around him. So I don't know. Patriots are a weird team. I'm gonna put them in average. Next up, Eagles. I think they're gonna be good next year. They just got Kazir White, they got Hassan Reddick, they got a lot of good pieces, and then they have their 3 first-round draft picks next year. KC, I think Patrick Mahomes losing Tyreek Hill is massive. So, and with their division being so good, they pretty much have no chance to win their division now. So with that, I'm actually going to go average. And their defense isn't anything special. They have a great coach. They have top quarterback, but they do not have the pieces around the quarterback to in a great division to be successful. Next up, I'm gonna go Cardinals here. Again, average. They made no moves. Don't really have to talk about them. They are also in the defending champs division, and the 49ers will get better. So I don't know. The Cardinals are just not a team that I look at and I'm like, wow, I don't want to play them. Up next, the Bills. I think the Bills are Super Bowl contenders. Godly, I don't know about that, but Super Bowl contenders definitely. They added Von Miller, which is huge to a defense that is already very good. I think the emergence of Gabriel Davis at the end of last year was huge. They just added a bunch of new guys. They still have their first round pick. I think a very good team brewing over there, and obviously an MVP candidate at quarterback. The Saints. Now, the Saints always have a good defense, and they have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. That just makes me put them in average. Giants, horrible. Don't have to say anything about that. Lions, horrible. Bears, bad. I think these two teams, obviously. Okay, well, I'm going to put Texans horrible too. These three teams made no moves really, no moves that'll make them contenders. The Texans just built for the future, which they really needed to do. They really just needed to get rid of Watson, and they got a very good package out of it. So I think they're on the right track. I think same thing with the Lions. They have 2 first-round picks this year, and same thing with the Giants. Actually, they have 2 high first-round picks this year. I think they all three of these teams are on the right track, but they just next year will not be their year. Seahawks, they have Metcalf, Lockett, Jamal Adams, all really good pieces, and I think they're going to be a very below mediocre team next year. I think they might just tank. Commanders, bad. I People might hate me for this, but I think Heineke is actually better than Wentz, and I'm an Eagles fan, and I liked Wentz when he was there, but I think Heineke played actually very well last year, and I think he deserved another year. I don't know why they traded for Wentz, but they do. They have a very good defensive line, some good weapons on offense. They also lost Brandon Sheriff, which is huge. Next up, the Raiders. I am a massive believer in the Raiders. I think they are actually in the middle of these two right here. When you add Devontae Adams, imagine if they still had Henry Ruggs. Wow. But you had Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones, two already very good team. I think they could really go somewhere. Next up, the Dolphins. I think they're good too. They're on this level. They obviously adding Tyreek Hill to a already fast team and Raheem Mostert to an already fast team and Chase Edmonds to an already fast team will really help. And Teron Armstead. They have a lot of good talent on that offense, and their defense has been good for years now. So I can't help but put them in good. Niners. I just said they were going to be better than the Cardinals. I think they will be better than the Cardinals, but I think they're on the same tier as them. Really, they're not going to be much better. They, I think they're going to move on from Garoppolo or just make him the backup just in case Trey Lance doesn't work out. But they have a very good team. Defensive line good, linebackers good. Now secondary's a problem, and O line's good, running back's good. So the only problem with them really is they haven't gotten better while the rest of the league has gotten better. But I really do think they will make the playoffs next year pretty easily. Steelers. I just did a mock draft on them. I think they're a very good team. Better than people like to give them credit for. I think they're older though, which really doesn't help in a conference and now a division. So I'm actually put them down to bad because I forgot the Browns now have um what's his name, Deshaun Watson, and they have the fourth best quarterback in their division, and they have the fourth best team in their division really because you got the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens. So I think they could really be a dark horse because of their defense, but I think they have no chance of winning the division, I should say, and a low chance of making the playoffs. Packers. I think just because they have Aaron Rodgers makes them good. Losing Devontae Adams is huge. Losing Valdez-Scantling is huge, but I think they will definitely get two good wide receivers in the draft and really just move on from that. Buccaneers, it got to put them in Super Bowl contention just because they have Tom Brady. Jaguars, I got to put them in horrible. They just spent their whole cap space for the next 3 years on players that will make no difference to their team. Bengals, I can't put them in godly. I really want to. Actually, getting La'el Collins is huge, but they did not improve really on defense, so I'm going to put them down in very high good. I'm going to put all these teams. I'm going to try to put in order, really, like in this area. Next up, Cowboys. I'll put them in good. They really, they got worse. That's the problem. I think they got worse. And you lost Amari Cooper, Randy Gregory. You just paid DeMarcus Lawrence the bag. You lost La'el Collins. I think that is just not a good look for them. I think the Eagles will win the division next year. I know I'm an Eagles fan, but I think they have a better team. I know a lot of people who think they have a better team than the Cowboys. Next up, Vikings. I think I can't help to put them in good just because they just got Za'Darius Smith and they still have their first round draft pick next year. I don't know why there's another Cardinals here. Broncos. See, this is tough. I'm going to put them right here. I think out of the four teams in the Raiders, Broncos, and Chiefs division, I think actually I'm going to put the Chiefs up here too because they have Patrick Mahomes. I think the Chargers are the best team in that division, and the Broncos adding Russell Wilson just makes them a playoff team really because Chargers improved every area they needed to make a run next year, and they improved it drastically. They pretty much have a God squad, and the Broncos have no D line, lacking at tight end, lacking at O-line. I think that really just won't work. But they can prove me wrong. They can also improve those areas. Falcons, horrible. Trade away franchise quarterback because they really had to. They're in rebuild mode now. Panthers, horrible. Made no moves. That's pretty much it. Colts, average. I think Matt Ryan is a great trade, but they're just in too good of a conference. But I really do think they will win the division next year because the Titans also did not get better. Now, this is where it really gets interesting. I'm actually just gonna get this out of the way here. I think the Jets got a little bit better. I think they moved up a tier from last year. Rams, godly, they're defending champs. You can't put them anything else than that. And they didn't get worse. They arguably got better. Ravens, I think they're average. They made no moves. But they do. Here you got Browns. They're better than the Steelers. Yeah, okay, well, that works. The Ravens, they got Lamar, obviously. They're just, I mean, they got really injury riddled last year, but I think they didn't get better, obviously. Especially in their division, they did not get better. So I think the only chance they have is making the wild card spot. Next up, Browns, adding Deshaun Watson to an already pretty stacked team. The only reason they were bad last year is because of Baker Mayfield. And Deshaun Watson is I think, a top 7 quarterback in the league, and he hasn't played in 2 years. I think he can really elevate that team. I think they will actually get Julio and pair him with Amari Cooper, and with whatever draft picks they have, they will get a wide receiver and defense. So I think that's a team to watch in the AFC, but obviously the AFC stacked. All right, well, let me make sure we got all the teams 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Okay, we got all the teams. Well, thank you for watching. Comment if you want me to do another one of these, and comment which one I should do. Thank you for watching.